This is like the first regular penny roll hunt I've done in over a week. We did 5 penny rolls labeled error that I got from somebody who was penny roll hunting at my bank. Wrote error on them, and we did a 5-part series, and that was pretty good. They put some good errors in there. I mean, if you didn't watch those videos, they were really interesting. Okay, and then I never did videos like that before. Out of 500, and this is episode what 524. So out of whatever long many videos, that was the first time I ever got penny rolls from the bank that said error on it. And then the 4 after that I talked about, which are the 4 before this video. I talked about the ending of the U.S. penny. These are beautiful. How much is there? Any copper in it? Yeah, there's copper in here. Okay, that's the first thing I always check for. It better be copper in here, If not, then it's probably a search through penny roll, and I don't know. I probably wouldn't do it. To be honest with you. Look how beautiful this is. It has a 2-tone edge. All right, I'll put this with this. That's nice, really nice looking. So this is the first penny roll that I'm doing that like a normal plant, like just an everyday penny roll. Oh, it's got a nice grease error. Look, the very light letters. Is this copper? I mean, it wouldn't surprise me if it's copper. Maybe I don't think. I don't know. I can't tell. 83. Wow, that's close. I have to weigh it. You see, I always talk about how I don't weigh the 83s because I can tell that they're not copper. And of course, the one I can't tell is an 83. Of course, well, obviously, if it's copper, um, I mean, big bucks, and it's actually underweight. All right, not enough to make it out of tolerance. It'd have to be under. What is it? 2.51. It'd have to be like 2.4, 2.4, 2.39 to be out of tolerance. It has to be point. Yeah, no, 0.1. Yeah, so it has to be 0.4 or 0.39, something like that. That's too bad. That's too bad I'm not a millionaire. Yeah, that would be nice to find. Look at my beat up and poor nail. I'm gonna see a manicure. I'm never seeing it. I saw a manicure a couple times, many years ago. Once when I was driving a cab because they had a manicure place next door to the base, and I became friends with the Lebanese guy. He was cool. He was the owner. I was in Bay Ridge. I used to go every once in a while. You had a good week, It was cheap. I think they charged like $5 for a regular manicure. So first copper? I don't think so. Nope. Edges are kind of beat up. No coppers yet. I see some at the end there. 99D. I don't think the D's come in white AM. They might. I don't remember. One of the reasons one of the reasons I want to see more copper in my penny rolls, besides the obvious, right? The obvious reason is they're worth more money. I save them. Um, they're probably going to be worth more than they are now once they stop making US pennies. So right now they're about 3 cents a piece. If they go up to 5 cents, which isn't too far of a jump, so you can get penny rolls, all copper penny rolls for about $2 or $3. So if that jumps up to, plus shipping, so if that jumps up to 2012, that jumps up to $5, $6. What's that? Nothing. That's great. Got a couple hundred penny rolls. You got right. You got thousands of dollars. That's why I separate I separate them by condition. You understand? See, that's all gonna make sense to people one day. And see, the thing is, if you're penny roll hunting, right? This is your opportunity, your first opportunity to separate by condition. Now, someone's gonna tell me, well, you don't do it for your zincs. And that's true. If I have to go through all my zincs to set, because if zinc pennies happen to bounce up 2 or 3 cents, I'm going through my zincs. See, that's the 89. That's what the Flare G looks like. You can see the little serif on the bottom of the G. I'll put it there just to talk about it later. What's that? Is that dirt? A spot? A chip? Got another little mark up there. I have to look at that under the loop. See if that's a die chip or not. It looks like a chip. It might not be. I don't know. Let me move the light over a little. It is not. Huh. On the E next to it. Yeah, maybe it is. There are these little marks. Are they valuable? Yeah, it might be. Yeah, there's little chips on the E. Look at the bottom line on the E. I'll go closer. And I'll point to them. Where's my pointer? There are little spots on the E. Right here. On top of the little line, there's little, like, die chips. Sorry about my fingernail. You know what? Let me cut that off real quick. Of course, it would have to be on the one finger, right? And the one little spot that I showed, that's where I'd have to have the big. Yeah, so I had some little marks on it. That was pretty cool. Oh, does this one have a die flash on it? It does. It's very weak, so get it. It's not on the reverse either. So if that happens, I guess I don't anticipate that happening. But if it did, like let's say this here is like a high AU penny, right? So let's say 2022, let's say, rolls of AU pennies, right? Not BU, not brilliant uncirculated. Maybe this is a high AU. Maybe it is a low MS condition. But let's say these sold for 5 cents a piece. You know, I'm going through I keep all my zincs too. I'll go through them. You know, at 5 cents a pop, I'm doing it, man. Here goes a 2017. Ugh, forget it. I'm not even gonna waste my time with that. To be honest, I'll put that to the side just to talk about the fact that I will not waste my time with that. I'm not cleaning it, and I won't sell it or nothing. Obviously, if it was worth $1 or two, I would. But it's, in my opinion, it's not. That's a nice toner. Look at that color on this. I wonder if that changes the weight of the penny being. You know what I mean? Like if it matters that it's that. Um, if it matters, it does not matter. Figures. Oh, that dirt. Yeah, I don't know. Oh, it does have a die clash. Very weak one. Forget it. We haven't found one copper penny yet. Again, disappointing. But this is it. That has a little whatever mistake on the top of the shield right there. Very weak. I think we got some. We have copper coming up. I see it there. Not this one, but the next one I think is copper. So back to what I was saying, that I talk about this in my videos all the time. I got it right here. I separate my that's zinc. The Z is for zinc. I separate into 4 different conditions, and 5 really if you want to count the MS right there. It's upside down, but it says MS. So, you know, maybe I can get an extra 50 cents or a buck depending on the condition. Maybe the BU ones will sell for. Here goes our first copper, 65% through the penny roll. It's nice. See, this I'll put into the AUs. The BUs I like a little bit shinier. It could be BU, and it's not brilliant, so it's not BU. So I take that back. It can't be BU. So I'll put this into my AUs. You know, maybe it'll sell for, like I said, a quarter or 50 cents more per roll. And the below that I have fines, which are, you know, circulated but not too dirty or damaged. And then below that I have circulated, which is for the ones that are damaged and dirty and stuff like that. You know, so they know what they're getting. You know, so if the circulated sell for 5, maybe the fines sell for 6, maybe the AUs sell for 7, maybe the BUs sell for 8, maybe the MSs sell for $10. I mean, that would be tremendous, right? If you got $10 for a roll, you're talking about 20x. Because it's 50 cents, and 20 times 50 cents is $10. So we got one, right? Because this one was in copper, right? Was this copper? No, that wasn't copper. That was one with the little die chip. There goes another 20, nice looking 22. Yeah, I took $200 worth of zinc cents back to the bank throughout the time of my penny roll hunting, because I wanted to use it for more pennies. It was another copper misaligned die, up and down, misaligned die, up and down. No rim at the top. You can see. That's 2 copper pennies. Kind of odd how they're all at the end, right? Here goes another copper penny. Another 1970. That's strange. Out of the 3 copper pennies, 2 of them are 1970. Has a hit mark. You see the lines on the edge? That's because of a deteriorated collar. So you got to wonder if if that mark there is as a result of the collar breaking, especially with those lines there. Look at those lines. That's interesting. But those lines on the edge that look like reading from a dime on a dime, I'm pretty sure that's deteriorated collar. That's from overuse of the collar, and then it'll break and it'll make big lines and stuff will start coming out, and so it's hard to tell. I mean, I can't. It doesn't look like a broken collar, but those little lines look like a deteriorated collar. They are from a deteriorated collar. Let me rephrase that. A 1960. Look at this. So the 1960 has a small and large date. That looks like a large date to me. Nice condition too. So that's a good penny. 1960. I keep those in tubes also. So it turned out to be a good penny roll. Oh, and here goes our first MS penny. We got an MS penny in here. We have an MS condition penny. Look how beautiful, look how thick it is right there. I gotta weigh this one too. It looks too thick on the edge. I mean, it's probably not heavy. Nah, not at all. We got an MS condition penny, so that's awesome. That could be a $1 penny one day, or a $1 penny, or a 50-cent penny. It's probably those are the types of pennies they sell for $1 right now on eBay. That's what I'm saying. Imagine having a tube of MS pennies that are worth $50 now. Huh? What year is this? 89. That has the FG also. That's probably a better example of the FG than the one I was showing before. Maybe I'll take out that other 89 and I'll show this one. I'll put them together. But look how look at the doubling on the edge. Let me look at that under the loop. I think it's just I think that's just mechanical doubling. Yeah, probably. I checked out the other elements. They don't appear to be doubled. Yeah, there's some splitting of the clad. That's all it is, I think. Wow, that corner really does. Let me look at another. Let me look at that brilliant one and look at the edge of the house to compare the two. Yes. On the edge there, looks like it's doubled on the edge. Right there. You see that? Oh, wow. That could be a doubling on the edge. I'll put that into a flip. 999. We're looking for the wide AM. A wide AM. And last but not least, we got a zinc cent. And that's it for today. Not a bad penny roll at all. We got some nice copper pen. Not many, but the ones we got are pretty nice. So if you're here to the end, thank you. I appreciate it. My members, by time this video is shown to the public, I'm already back from vacation. But my members, I talk to my members about things that are going on in my life personally, and it's something I don't do on the my regular video. I do members only videos, and I talk about what's going on, vacations, my health, stuff like that. So anyone who's any interested in anything that's going on with me personally, if you want to become a member, you can watch my members only videos. You'll see all those videos. Of course, it helps support the channel. I really appreciate that. Thank you to all my members. I really appreciate it. God bless all of you and all my subscribers and everyone who stood here to the end of the video. Hopefully, have a nice vacation. I'll probably talk about it. What when I get back on my next video, which will be episode 525. Take care.